Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the Katara 16. We've taken a look at part 1 of everything on the outside of the bag, and now we're going to start looking at the features of the inside of the bag. On the top pocket right here, you're going to be able to take your zipper pulls and pull them down. And inside, what they have done on this bag is they've added some zippered pockets throughout the bag so that you don't just have these slip pockets. On the very front right here, as you can see, there is a nice see-through mesh pocket that is also like a plastic so that nothing sticks through it. Inside here, I just simply have some little snacks and things, and I did that not because this is the setup that I keep the bag in, but I wanted to show you as many features as possible. So I've set it up in a way that we can see how you might want to set the bag up for yourself. In the very back, you're going to have 4 elastic slots and then another slip pocket. Now this slip pocket is deeper than some of the previous bags. So in here, I have one of my toilet kits that has like toilet paper and wet ones and a toilet seat cover and all of that. And then I also have a Write in the Rain tablet here. So you've got plenty of room to put stuff on the inside of this like that. Also, if you have another organizer like this, this pocket is big enough that this will fit in like that. You may tuck the handle down, but it will still zip up around it. And you can also lay it down sideways as well. Because what happens in this pocket is it almost has a little bit of a shelf on the very bottom right here. So it's got a lot of width that helps you put stuff in there. And this pocket right here is also gusseted on the bottom so that it expands outward to help the bag hold more items in these areas. Moving to the bottom pocket right here, you have 2 zippers. And this is going to open up nice and flat. This pocket goes in very far back here. So I have one of the Gata pack organizers, and it literally fits all the way back in there on top of everything else like that. In the front, there's 2 slip pockets. I have just a pair of medical shears and one of my small pocket medi kits. Thanks to the Urban Prepper for this idea. And right here in this back pocket is very, very large. And in here, I actually keep my regular size first aid kit. For me personally, I keep 2 because one I can stick in a pocket, and if I need something larger, I can get to this one. But that is going to be a very large pocket. You have plenty of room in there. So if you need a place to put something good size, this should take care of it. Also, it has another pocket on the front right here on this flap. It's going to be another gusseted pocket, and it's going to be the mesh solid plastic, and it's going to be a zipper so that when the bag is folded down like this, it's not all going to fall out. And inside that pocket for now, I have a headlamp. So we'll go ahead and close up this. And before we go to the complete inside, I want to show you what I've done. Right here where all the strapping system is, I'm going to actually disconnect that real quick so I can show you something a little bit out of the way. If you undo this snap and pull this plastic back, I mean not plastic, but Velcro, the Velcro goes down to this level right here. And everything underneath that is actually hollow at the very bottom. It might be a little hard for you to see, but right below all that Velcro, you can see a little bit of orange. And that's because in there, I have stuck a Magpul DACA pouch. And this has my emergency money in it. And I keep it in here because I don't think a lot of people would look for it right there. But it also just keeps it nice and out of the way for me. So if you have other ideas of something you could put in there, maybe maps or other important paperwork, you could do that. And I don't need to get to the emergency money hardly ever, so it's not out of the way for me to have to undo this every time. The one thing I would encourage you to think about though is whatever you put down there, just remember that it could puff out this part of the cushioning for your back and it might be uncomfortable. So flat items, I think you'd have a great hidden pocket right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back around and attach it just to get it out of the way. It's also going to have little protector covers for the buckles right there. Okay, so now we're going to get into the meat of the bag. Now remember, this can be used as a sling pack. So if you have it on your back, it's designed so that when you bring it around in front of you like this, it's going to kind of come around and lay flat. So as you sling it around, it's going to be like this. On each side, you have these little snaps that we talked about earlier, so that if you don't want the zippers to come all the way down, they're not going to come all the way down. But for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and undo both of them. Okay, so now we've got two zipper pulls right here. I'm going to go ahead and undo those all the way here, and the bag is going to lay where you can do it completely flat. We'll start with this back portion right here. This can be used as a hydration pouch, or it can be used for like a tablet or a laptop. They're going to be smaller laptops because remember, this is only a 16-liter bag. So I have my small MacBook, and this is a MacBook Pro. I believe this might be a 13-inch, but keep in mind that all laptops can vary in size. Even if they say they're 12 or 13 inches, they can kind of vary from maker to maker of those. So back here, you also have the ability to do your hydration pouch. You just pull this down, hook it in. This section back here is going to be for your like hook and loop. So you can put morale patches, or you can put different types of Velcro system setups. What I've done on this one is I've used one of the Vanquest universal holsters and mag holders, and I've used it to put in my large 26,000 amp or milliamp hour battery bank from Anker. But if you wanted to use this for anything else, you can do that. And this also has a place for a mag holder right here. So this will just pull off on Velcro. This little patch right here is just one of the patches from the Vanquest colors for prepping, and I thought this was a good place for it. So as I put in different organizers in the bag for my personal setup, I can have the little key right here. So on the bottom, you do have a nice wide base right here. So if you want to use this to like reach down into the pack, like if you're going to have it like this and just have it open to where you reach through the top, it has a nice wide area to hold different things without making the bag too poofy. So now we're going to turn the bag around. Now on this side here, you'll notice that on the little wings of the bag, they have little pockets back here. So in this one, I have a flashlight, and you can either slide everything just right down inside there, but I just like to take my flashlight, use the pocket clip, and put it in like that. Now there's also going to be little elastic strips right here, and they're on both sides of the bag. They're going to have the little slip right there, or the little slip pocket, and the elastic. On this side of the bag, what I've done is I've put a cat tourniquet right there, and that way I can get to it pretty quickly if I want. At the top, you have another see-through pouch that's going to be the mesh, and what I have in there is I have a lot of my cables, a little brick, and a smaller battery bank. And I like to carry both sizes so that I can put this in my pocket and walk around if I want to. And I can use the larger one if I'm sitting down somewhere, or if I just happen to want to carry a much larger one because I'm going to be out for a longer period of time. Looking at this inside pocket on the bottom, this is accessible if you use it as a sling pack or a backpack or clamshell, however you want to look at it. If you're using it as a sling pack, you know, the bag's going to be like this, so you have a pocket, a zipper, and you can access the bag, or I'm sorry, the pocket like that. that works on either side. There's a zipper on both sides of that. You can also get into it by simply undoing that. And I have an iPad in there. This is an iPad mini. And I have some of my different types of individual wrapped wipes of different sorts. Now the unique thing about this pocket, it's gusseted as well to hold a lot of larger items. But let's say you don't want to use that pocket at all. You can pull the whole thing down and you can just kind of roll this up and get it out of the way, however you want to do it. My hands are a little full, it's hard to do it right now. But this is also going to be another hook and loop section. And if you don't want this right here, you can just fold it down and it'll attach to it. And then down here I have another one of their double mag accessories by Vanquest. And this actually has two different layers of the straps, so if you have a smaller magazine or a larger one. And what I've done is I've just put a spare knife back there so that I always have an extra one. Now like I said, this setup is really for the purpose of the video to show you all the functionality of the bag. But I actually do use this type of setup in some of my personal setups, so that if I forget my pocket knife at home for my pocket or anything like that, I can have one or two knives. Plus, if I want to rotate the knife, I have a couple of knives in here that I can take one out and put it in my pocket and change out the knives throughout the week. So this gives you a lot of options if you want to use the mole air panels from Vanquest and attach something like this. Then you can attach other organizers as well. So I believe this is going to cover everything that I can think of at the moment for the Katara 16. So I hope you've enjoyed this two-part series, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.